Good afternoon and welcome back to Adria Karting Raceway for the first appointment of a sensational new 2017 season. This is the first of our four finals this afternoon, the WSK Champions Cup. You're watching us live on WSK.it all around the world from Adria Karting Raceway. This is Ian Silvestrin bringing you the live commentary of the first event of the year, and in a few moments we will be underway with the first of our four finals for the OK Junior category. You can see the cards on your screen here on the main straight. There is the pole sitter Marius Zug in the CRG, who took a sensational victory in the pre-final earlier this morning. Well, the sun is shining, but it's barely above freezing here in Adria. In fact, it was -4 degrees here this morning. The river from the town in nearby Adria was starting to ice over. And believe it or not, the track that you can see on your screen right now was covered in snow just a couple of weeks ago. The sun is shining. We're expecting a top degrees, optimistically, of around about 7 degrees. The track is dry though, there is no chance of rain. And the racing, forgive the cliche, but it will be white hot here this afternoon. 34 of the best junior drivers from around the world having their first hit out here this afternoon, their first attack of the 2017 championships. You just got a glimpse of Marius Zug a few moments ago, who took a sensational pre-final win this morning. Ilya Morozov, the Russian, will start on the outside of the front row of the grid for the SMP Ward Racing team. Yeah, something of a sensation earlier this morning because Andrea Rosso, fastest qualifier, in second place for most of the race. He came together with Janis Civico. There is Zug, the pole sitter, the young German. He came together with Civico on the last corner, and Andrea Rosso, after having a perfect weekend so far, ended the pre-final on the side of the track within sight of the checkered flag. Credit to Zugo, he took the win. He starts on pole. That was Morozov, 3:05. CRG versus Tony Kart. Morozov, the green helmet to the right of your screen. The 2-minute board goes up. Gillian Henrion, factory CRG driver for 2017. Rarely out of the top three all weekend. Could very well take the win this afternoon. The Russian Pavel Balantsev, second row of the grid. Behind his countryman immediately, Ilya Morozov. Both for Ward Racing, both representing the SMP mark out of Russia. The beautiful Italian grid girls start to leave the circuit here. We get ready for this 16-lap, 20-kilometre final. Here in the sunshine of northern Italy, around about an hour's drive from the historic city of Venice. That's around about 70 kilometres away on the Adriatic coast. We started with 60 junior drivers here this weekend, 248 drivers in total at the season opener. And after the pre-finals, we're down to the final 34. Giuseppe Fusco, 349. Third row of the grid in the Evo Kart. He had a spectacular pre-final, you could say. How many times he stuck it up the inside, rallycross style, under brakes, didn't touch another single kart to finish that pre-final in third. Jose Antonio Gutierrez Gomez from Spain. Alongside him as the 125cc direct drive, and how good is it to say that? Direct drive engines are pushed into life here at Adria. The first of our 4 finals to get the 2017 season underway here at Adria Raceway. Let's check the grid for you. Zug and Morozov, Henrion and Bulantsev, and it's Gomez and Fusco, Leonardo Marceglia with Zanardi Kart, Boganovic, Gabriel Bortoleto, the Brazilian, alongside Zach O'Sullivan. 6th row of the grid, Harry Thompson, another Brit, Frederick Kickenborg, Trefilovs, David Hedrion, Skellier up, another Dane, Sagrera, Leonardo Bizzotto, Francesco Pizzi, Dexter Patterson, the Scot, on grid 19 alongside the Zanardi Kart team driver, Matteo Michelotto. Kosarev, Maya Vag, winner of the WSK Final Cup, the 60-minute class here 3 months ago. From Monte Carlo, Luca Bosco, and his new neighbour, Jack Doohan, the Australian, who now calls the southern part of France home for the 2017 season. Jack out of grid number 24, Gustafsson, and then Edgar, Dylan Vantoff, Alessandro Favolaro, Antoine Potti, Linus Janssen, Alexei Britzan, Robin Sarge, the Estonian, Francesca Raffaele, and the Moroccan Suleiman Zanfari scrapes into the field, the very last spot on the grid. So a nice crowd has built for this one, the season opener here at Adria. The finest kart racing motorsport complex in Europe. Ready for the first of our 4 finals here this afternoon. Watch for Pavel Balantsev from the 2nd row of the grid, 306. The Ward Racing Tony Kart, he's been super quick all weekend. May well sweep around the outside into turn 1. Here we go for the first time in 2017. We are racing, and the German Marius Zug leads into turn 1, but a huge correction, and that will cost him. I think Julien Henrion, the French driver, slots into the lead. A nice start for this junior field here at Adria Raceway for the first time today. Indeed, it is Henrion who leads for the first time. Marius Zug recovers for 2nd spot. The Russians have actually been forced back, if anything, in 4th and 6th places respectively. Up the inside goes 3-4-3. The Poles hitter retakes position number 1. It is CRG 1, 2 and 3 here at Adria. What a year they had in 2016, and they're continuing on how they left off last year. Let's check the order for you. Zug from Henrion. Gutierrez, the Spaniards in 3rd. Morozov, the first Russian, his 4th. A great start by Leonardo Marceglia, the Italian, in P5. There he is in the Zanardi Kart. Harry Thompson, Giuseppe Fusco. Fusco's been forced back to P9, head of Bizzotto, Trefilovs, Skellier, David, Zach O'Sullivan, Dexter Patterson, the 2 British drivers, 14th and 15th respectively. Head of Kosarev, Michelotto, Bosco, Edgar, and Francesco Pizzi rounds out the top 20. Morozov gets past the Spaniard Gutierrez for 3rd place. Breaks up the CRG trio. This is lap number 2 of 16. Zug from Henrion. Henrion sits quite a bit lower in that CRG kart. Up the inside goes the Frenchman. They're side by side. The German's going to have the run into turn number 3. Holds him off. But look at Ilya Morozov, the Russian. Closes in on the back of them. A few hand signals between the 2 CRG drivers. Morozov saw it all. Henrion doesn't want to run second. Again, he tries, but that's cost him. Morozov up the inside, too easy. The Frenchman was too slow coming out of the corner after he had to abort the attempt on the race leader, Marius Zug. Here comes Pavel Balantsev. We told you he was quick. Here he comes from 6th to 5th. He's now in 4th and all over the back of the French driver, Julien Henrion. Henrion needs to recover momentum, head down behind the steering wheel. The CRG French pilot for 2017 in P3 in a Russian sandwich. The German Zug leads. Morozov, Henrion, Bolantsev. There's Leonardo Marsiglia, Giuseppe Fusco. The second Italian recovers into sixth spot as Bolantsev goes down the inside of Henrion. It's all going wrong for the French driver. He's now off the podium. He's now back to fourth. As the Russian goes up the inside, Ilya Morozov leads. Can Pavel Bolantsev make it a Russian 1 and 2? It's Ward Racing, Tony Kart 1 and 3, CRG 2 and 4, and Leonardo Marsiglia is catching all four of them in the Zanardi kart. Here they go onto the straight. Zug is in the slipstream. They start lap number 4 of 16. This is already quarter race distance off the junior final. Bolantsev up the inside. Yes, indeed, it's Ward Racing. Russia 1 and 2 here at Adria Raceway. Zug is back to third. Look at Marsiglia. Fusco's not out of this either. The SMP Ward Racing team drivers. Huge steering wheel correction from Marius Zug. The German in the CRG, the silver helmet, shining in the sunshine here at Adria Raceway. Henrion still in fourth. Marsiglia and Fusco. Can the Italians in fifth and sixth work together? Fusco, I don't think so. He goes up the inside of his countryman. Puts Marsiglia back a spot. The Evo kart now up into position number 5. Morozov, Bolantsev, look how close they are. Bolantsev pushes him. The two Russians representing SMP Racing. Out of the country we once knew as the former Soviet Union before these two drivers were even born. They're driving for the Swedish Ward Racing team. They're running 1 and 2 ahead of 58 of the best junior kart racing drivers on the planet. Zug in third spot has really stepped up to the mark for the first race of 2017. A midfield runner last year, but wow, hasn't he impressed this weekend. Currently occupies the bottom step of the podium. Henrion, he's in fourth. Fusco still in fifth, but losing time to the leaders. Zug starts to recover. He's just set the fastest lap of the race. A 50.024 for the German. Fusco in fifth. Harry Thompson, how about the Brit? He's in P6 in the 327 Vortex-powered Alonso kart. Of course, the Brit, almost as you expect, driving for Ricky Flynn Motorsport. They go down through the Bridgestone and Vega sweeper. Of course, two tyre suppliers for 2017. We welcome Bridgestone back as an official tyre partner for WSK Promotion, along with Vega, the tyre choice for the junior category. Both Russian junior drivers look behind them. Morozov and Bolantsev. So Zug in third spot, has pulled away a little bit from Henrion. Can Fusco join into the battle? He's not that far back, is he? Harry Thompson absolutely flying though. The Brit from grid number 11. You just got a glimpse of the 327 Alonso Cup. There he is. He's certainly left the Spaniard Gutierrez Gomez behind him. Marsiglia's faded back to 8th. And it's Bortoletto and the Dane Skellier up, rounding out the top 10. This is half race distance now. Bolantsev in the slipstream of Morozov. They're running 1-2. Bolantsev with the advantage of his countryman breaking the air in front of him. Picks up 2 or 3 Ks an hour. They bounce off the rev limiter, both using Vortex engines. Zug with the TM-powered CRG is getting closer. They go up through the Vega and Bridgestone sweeper. Bolantsev looks behind him. Unfortunately, we have already lost 4 drivers, 5 drivers in fact. Suleiman Zamfari, the Moroccan, is out. Trefilovs, Francesca Raffaele, Dexter Patterson, the Scottish driver, Boganovic and Jack Doohan also joins them out of this race. 1 and 2, still the Russians. Morozov makes an adjustment on that Vortex engine. Henrion runs wide. The CRGs, can they catch the Ward Racing Tony Karts? Thompson now up to P5. Six and a half laps remaining. Gillian Henrion using the Perilla engine on that CRG. Zug, the TM engine. The two Tony Karts in front, of course, they're using the Vortex motor. And there's nothing between any of them. 1, 2, 3 and 4. It's tight at the front. There's 6 laps to go in the opening race of the 2017 season. Again, Henrion takes a very wide line. He can afford to. He's got no one behind him. Harry Thompson is too far back. The Brit is in fact 1.9 seconds further back down the road. He would need a disaster for these front 4 to get up onto the podium. Indeed, Gutierrez Gomez is now starting to remount pressure on the British driver. Bortoleto, the first of the boys from Brazil. He's now up into P8, having got past Marcello, who's back into 9th into Zanardi card. The Dane Skellerup still holding down P10. Then it's David, Zach O'Sullivan, Johnny Edgar, Luca Bosco, and Francesco Pizzi in the Luxor cart. Rounds out the top 15. Bortoleto has just got past Fusco. The Brazilian is now into 7th. He's also in a CRG. So that's 4 CRGs in the top 7. After the year they had in 2016 where they picked up 2 World Championships. Well, they're having a great start to the new season as well. Still, Morozov and Balantsev, no one is making a move. It's almost like teamwork in a peloton in World Championship level cycling. Morozov is doing a nice job, but surely someone wants to beat him to the checkered flag this afternoon. The Ward Racing drivers put a little bit of a gap on the 2 CRGs this time. They're working together. Henrion up the inside. He takes the German. Now the race starts to come alive here at Adria. Henrion signals to Zug. The leaders are getting away. He knows it. The Frenchman needs to catch the 2 Russians in front. And he's done just that in the space of 3 corners. Zug has dropped off the pace just a little bit. Morozov looks behind him. There's Bulantsev. Henrion, he needs to make a move. He's running out of time. 3 laps to go at the end of this one. Bulantsev gets sideways. That drags Zug back into the battle. Harry Thompson now up to 5th behind this battle. If anything happens to the leaders, the Brit will be on the podium. There he is, coming down the start-finish line now. Still, it's Morozov. Bulantsev, they both run wide. They both lose a little bit of time. Henrion in 3rd. The Frenchman, be assured, will make a move. This time, no, he's just had too far back. Morozov is starting to go defensive. 2.5 laps remaining. The Junior Champions Cup for 2017. Zug has dragged himself back into this battle. He was 3 or 4 kart lengths behind. Now the Frenchman goes up the inside. And in one move, Bulantsev has gone from challenging for the lead. Now he is off the podium. Morozov leads. The CRGs are 2nd and 3rd. Bulantsev back to 4th. Does that give Thompson some hope? There he is. Still fighting there with the Spaniard Gutierrez. Zug defends from Bulantsev but can't hold off the Russian any longer. 1.5 laps to go. Morozov has driven superbly. Around 2 kilometers of racing left for the Russian. He needs to hold on. He has not put a Vega tyre out of place. Henrion will make a challenge. He needs to close in on the back of the Russian. He'll get the advantage off the slipstream next time round. They come down through the Magny-Cours chicane. Morozov goes wide and he knows it because he looked behind. He would have heard the Perilla engine of Henry on. This is the last lap coming up now. The Frenchman's in the slipstream. Bulantsev is too far back to mount a challenge. Watch the fight from Julian Henry on. He takes the wide line. He'll be fast out of this turn number 2. Morozov, Henry on is all over the back of the Russian. One of the best passing opportunities off the track. Morozov closes the door, looks behind him again. Henry on does likewise into the Bridgestone and Vega sweeper. The Russian goes defensive. Henry on will have a tighter line. He'll have the run. He'll have the momentum. Watch him into the Penta hairpin. This is the last opportunity to pass for the Frenchman. He can't make the move. He cannot get past. The Russian Ilya Morozov has driven a superb race. He rounds the final corner. Ilya Morozov takes the checkered flag to win here for the first time in 2017. Henry on superb all weekend, has taken second place. Pavel Bulantsev makes it a Russia 1 and 3. Zug was 4th. Thompson, a superb drive for the Brit to come home 5th. Well, the CRGs, they led early on, but you cannot take anything away from the Russian Ilya Morozov. He methodically worked his way into the lead. Right there, getting past the pole sitter Marius Zug, the German finishing just off the podium. But he'll be encouraged after the speed he's shown all weekend to start 2017. Morozov, faultless. He has won the WSK Champions Cup, the first race of the new season. What a way to start the new year. Russia 1 and 3. Henry on looked to be pretty excited with second place. Of course, they'll be back in 7 days for the opening round of the WSK Supermaster Series as well. Let's recap it for you. Russia 1 and 3. Morozov winning from Henry on and Pavel Bulantsev. Zug, Thompson superb into 5th. Gomez 6th. Bortoletto 7th. Zach O'Sullivan, David and Edgar rounding out the 10. Stay with us on WSK.it. That is just the start. We've got 4 finals this afternoon. You've just seen the first. And in a few moments, we will bring you the podium presentations live. And despite the cold weather, it's positively balmy for the 2 Russians that will join us on the podium in a few moments' time. Stay with us. The podium presentations for the junior final in just a moment. wait for the drivers to make their way up onto the podium. We will hear the national anthem of Russia in just a few moments' time. A brilliant race. Ilya Morozov absolutely faultless as he takes the win here to start the 2017 season. Commiserations for Mario Sug, the German, from pole position, but he will be encouraged by the speed he showed throughout the weekend. We'll be back in 7 days' time for the first round of the WSK Supermaster Series, and having just checked the weather this morning, apparently it will be 14 degrees in 7 days' time. Incredible to think that this track was white a week ago under the snow. So Ilya Morozov taking a great win. Drivers just making their way up now. Henryon in second and Pavel Balantsev. About to get underway with the trophy presentations. What a way to start the new year. Two drivers from SMP Racing, Ward Racing out of Russia. They've been superb all weekend. And Julien Henryon, new driver for CRG for 2017. He's had a fantastic weekend. And they'll be back in 7 days' time for the first round of the Supermaster Series as well. Let's get underway with the official podium presentations. From Russia in third place, let's hear it for Pavel Balantsev. Second place from France for CRG, Julien Henryon. And the winner, also from Russia, let's hear it for Ilya Morozov. The trophies to be presented by Il Generale dei Carabinieri Luigi La Stella. Third place to Pavel Balantsev. Mr. Luigi La Stella presents the second place trophy to Julien Henryon. And the winner for the first time in 2017, Ilya Morozov. Our new partner of WSK promotion for 2017 are the magnificent Avio Milano watches, each driver being presented with an Avio Milano timepiece. The new partner for 2017, Avio Milano. We stand by for the national anthem of Russia. The first podium of 2017, two Russians and one French driver. Pavel Balantsev, congratulations. A fantastic weekend.
Thank you for my team. They make great work. And thank you for my mechanic and my sponsors, SMP Racing.
Congratulations. Second place, Julien Henryon. You were fast all weekend. Second place, a great way to start 2017.
Thank you, Francesco, of my mechanic, and the CRG Racing team for the week.
Félicitations. Ilya Morozov, a perfect race. You did not put a wheel out of place. Absolutely brilliant way to start the year.
Yeah, thank you, my family, my team, and SMP Racing, and also my mechanic.
Congratulations. Russia 1 and 3, Gillian France in second place. Stay with us on WSK IT, the OK final in just a moment.